This is Buadu TV, truth and integrity.
Yamamu nyina akwa bamfamra Buadu TV so. Na ene de TSMOS CTV for Akache na Okai Kwaku Annan. They are now owo the 2 TV na won't me pamona since ya wo a class a CTV no. Na wafaya sofu bi. Say bodi nyameche. Ya sofu doctors Reverend bodi nyameche. Wafaya no say waka sembia ase obu show na wo ye na nimtia. O send a word of caution the man. Na Agyapade book no saa yenwie yo emunsem sa wonte Agyapade book e book bi a mo chese when people for na achro I no mo ba ben mo be ebe ye adwuma na se wo hwem ikura o chehene no batapata ho book na nim no e o chehene na wa ayesi na o da nim yes anane bawura book no na nsem bum ensem wa Agyapade book me rate pese mekani nyina nsem no doso eti yekọ Kwaku Annan ho na onfa wone no ene Agyapade book no nsem no asumye
well anytime soon as I made this information known to you on Monday. And tonight midweek our intelligence report and our canary bird monitoring the space around Bediatuo also suggests that Asante Bediatuo is not getting well anytime soon. Our intelligence is asking us to tell Ghanaians, say, more prayers for Asante Bediatuo to get well. Why? Because top medical experts in the United States have been called upon. I repeat, top medical experts in the United States have been called upon to take care of Asante Bediatuo. But it still doesn't, or as it were, seem not that Asante Bediatuo is getting well anytime soon. Even though the government of Akufo-Addo has sunk considerable huge sums of money into the United States health sector for Asante Bediatuo to be taken care of. But Asante Bediatuo isn't getting well anytime soon. And it still may not look like Asante Bediatuo may join President Adodankwa Akufo-Addo in the 52 more days left to go to the polls. What it means is that Asante Bediatuo, who is the secretary to the cabinet, if Akufo-Addo is exiting the office, one very fundamental role for Asante Bediatuo is to sit to gather all the documents, sign everything, including said Asante Bediatuo must stand in for Akufo-Addo and do what is called the traditional exit plan and hand over to the next government. We call it a transition. Asante Bediatuo may not, cannot, and will not be able to commission this, get this job done. It is so possible that somebody would have to come and do that job. Yes, it means Asante Bediatuo is not getting well. Now, the last message to our intelligence report, I don't want to say it tonight. I'm sorry, I cannot say it. My young said Friday, you beat me there betoho, I'm a Ghana for. So, in concluding on Asante Bediatuo's health status, I call on Ghanaians here and around the world, sympathizers, friends and loved ones. Mua obwa munya contract ni ade mumompa emfema pape. Ni enhwe se di besiko. But may I say sika akọ pape na ya rehwem britia kakrenye sika ketwa. But he's still not getting that well. So the transition bekoso between Akufo-Addo and Akufo-Addo handing over to the next government, that transitional processes may not, cannot, and will not be commissioned by Nana Asante Bediatuo. Sad indeed. I'm sorry. Folks, and some will see you, baby, we are see you. Yeah, ete onipa, we are see ya. One muhu munini so ye wunia, so ye wadanfo, so ye wodien, muni muhu. Bible akampa to se muni muhu enini ye. Yes, sir. When you go down odenti. Basaka ka bin some way. Sa mini why? Do you know me? Do you know who I am? Ni sa ni omanieme bebre unfa nkwesi hwe. Folks, asam kase da ho. Onyame adoma e bia Friday. Possibility that it may be Friday. If then I have to break the news and break it, we'll break it. Nana Asante Bediatuo report na mdesi wama. So folks, now let's come to the Agyapade document. Tonight we start the document from the national situation as regards the media landscape. Afi yademu kowura ade a won mo peso omo ye e wo media no mo and some trade union omo say den. Now shall we? The media has remained a veritable weapon in shaping public opinion and agenda setting strategy. We therefore have to wage an even more valiant war in pursuit of our grand scheme to capture and dominate the media landscape, if our overriding ambition to be realized. In this regard, we have to adopt a multi-pronged approach while making sure that the critical mass of the nation will not connect the rapid media capture with us. Nayemra, phase 1, we envisage that the role of Kojo Opon Nkrumah, K1, would continue to be the crucial in our quest to dominate the Ghanaian media landscape. He was super when planted around some big weights of the ex-War Mills Mahama government, while at Joy FM, his secret recordings from the then ruling government illuminated our discussions and greatly influenced our strategy, which culminated in the landslide victory of 2016. Atija, the omopache nyane se afi ohwe media no ensem trade dwuma na eye bia wobetimi ayusu na wode di ense wode ayusu ho ede ensem bia pie masa ansem ni nipa gi watomu enti se ne sade a ene omomo homodin bia se wono betimi akura media no no mo de media na yete se de ben e wo mo puma ne nipa na e wo media no wo metimi capture dodo no na we no wono mo ba no mo se owura bi ti se Opon Nkrumah wono mo be use no enti Opon Nkrumah no mo be use no mo use no kwan ben so wono mo plante Opon Nkrumah e wo Mills Mahama abanim empenifo bia no wono mo NDC mu a wo mo kura nim se at the time wa Kojo Opon Nkrumah no ye adwuma e wo multimedia Joy FM. He was the host of multimedia Super Morning Show and the Kojo Youngson enemy nua Vincent Amwa any Vincent what's his name and wo mu host show no Kojo Opon Nkrumah in the year 2016 on no host at the time Opon Nkrumah she Joy FM munya sana MPP4 use Opon Nkrumah a plant no edna kwose NDC mpinfo ma wo mama ne secret recordings a Opon Nkrumah recordings a mpinfo na enum kasa ewuranom nti enye wonwa se enne Opon Nkrumah yede ofuase ayirebi constituency yede beda na se na minim se sana Opon Nkrumah e ba be a member of parliament mahu de etuem great yankwe now I say no wonder that Gabi made every effort for the young man to be promoted to the office of a substantive information minister. This is more so when we cannot vouch for the credibility and loyalty of Dr. Mustafa Hamid. At crucial times, Mustafa was the longest serving spokesperson of Nana, but we were shocked when Nana caught him stealing campaign cash in such critical opposition era, where we were suffocating from inadequate resources to prosecute the campaign. Hey, Asante. Also, it is now obvious that Mr. Nkrumah has an ultimate presidential ambition. We have a fiduciary duty to protect him and to assure him of our support for the future. The support would get him to commit to the media capture agenda. It is satisfying that he has been part of our manifesto drafting from 2012 till date. In the next government, 2021-2024, Ghana Futiha, or say in the next government, 2021-2024, which is now, Gabi has already convinced Nana to move Kojo Oppong Nkrumah to the Communications Ministry to continue the clampdown on the opposition, as well as the not too friendly radio and television stations. He is already excited about this promise on two grounds. He would be deemed to remain one of the loyalists for the future. Secondly, that ministry has one of the richest, hence a conduit for him to increase his personal financial muscles for his presidential ambitions. Ghana for me. Afi di omo kire wa hane se ora Oppong Nkrumah ekowie se Gabi Asario se sare ochidako mu promote Oppong Nkrumah at Nico Ministry of Information. So what it means is that Oppong Nkrumah ko share information on na woni senti. Why? Ni senti because one more person Oppong Nkrumah enye tumi bi ni nyinaso se be ya obetimi control the media airspace and the media landscape. Afi media, radio, television, newspapers are womunya friendly to NPP no. Enya o agenda no. Afi Oppong Nkrumah be control some media stations ni na wetimi root some media houses ni a edo o mai den aba wo mo kam no mo yi so mo do o mai adwuma eranam wo hwe table na that screen is na sa table we na e arrangement we man kan ya Ghana for munim ni na e your agenda o mo se den media consummation in Ghana kwan ya mo fa so this radio stations in afa so hu yie ene afi document ni che se afi o me yi Oppong Nkrumah Edina ko Ministry of Communication di enti aho ne sika wo esan se Oppong Nkrumah so wo adwen bi se wo mususu se won mo dwen se ese so mo di Oppong Nkrumah esi akwantempo bi so a daachen oba be president oba be di MPP fo nenim yanko enim now Oppong Nkrumah Kojo Oppong Nkrumah and journalists di na esi wa o say while our team aims at total dominance of the media architecture in the nearest future, there is a need to have a generally good appeal in the media. To this end, we have observed that the discourse in the media has been generally fruitful. This has not happened by accident. KON Kojo Oppong Nkrumah has successfully recruited about 80% of top journalists, including some with adversarial tendencies towards us. Almost then, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah has successfully recruited about 80% of top journalists, including some with adversarial tendencies towards us. His weekly covert meetings, his weekly covert meetings with them to plan the use of the week have been exceedingly impactful. And easy. Afi babu baba minchire mu ha nsa na mababu din no. Wo mo say ebra won mo twen say won benya complete dominance in the media airspace no. Oppong Nkrumah aye adwuma papa. Na afi Oppong Nkrumah so tumi abomoden enya media fo a wo mo ponya sympathizers to NPP a wo mo ye NPP for adversarial. Up to about 80% of journalists for abeka MPP home. Manos mi Kwaku Annan. Yes. Mo dwuma Oppong Nkrumah ADA. Into Oppong Nkrumah dwuma oye nana. He is on a mission. Now, afi woman say dwuma Oppong Nkrumah ye no. Ni secret meetings meetings upon Kroma and journalists for Nekon Nina are very successful. And to upon Kroma and journalists for be Ekona, Ekrana, and a dress woman night. Those are a brief make up and say the night is busier than the day. When would you want upon Kroma and why ye say Tam? Meanwhile, no a journalist, not a multimedia. Quesitum station. What the Quesitum station at the Bobra Boni be obet me at the NPP and at the home. Afiyemra, the roles of wine afia bebubodin, journalists for bang and upon Kroma ide is secure. Number one, the roles of Kwaku Bako, editor-in-chief. Abdul Malik Kwaku Bako, editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide. No, Dikai. Paul Adom and Ochre Eka Hominiana. Paul Adom Ochre. Hey, I do. Paul Adom Ochre. Kwame Sefa and a kind Esoswa. Kwame Sefa kind. Umina will recruit them. And the moment they Kwame Sefa can order Koko Nisi Hop. Ejuma fon ena kwa me sefa kan tu no die mo sori a ensem hu ne nkwase akeka osora no de nipa bebegu so nure echi mu so de okoboy abetra ho wo mbetra ho a de omo ya ne say image worshiping kwa me sefa kan ebetra ho a ena me na me chairman general ena me nkwase akeka any nothing they do that informs this country, that governs this country positive wono mbetra ho a image worshiping. And in Shenimu and Obetra Honoye, on any host room go on. He is one hell of a journalist who lack credibility, magnanimity, and research base. Yet, Okotra Kofi Annan Center, no, of course, security, whatever course, Untimi manifested with the proper journalistic standard. No, Ebetra Kokroko, and normally Kokroko, no, I a definition of government debe, payroll debe platform. Why be no ka obi of multimedia ekosi saying e recruit omuna nyame na make odoko enti we a journalist na utu dia na dua na unim see a recruit come out issue a press release or rejoinder ni enkai obi of multimedia cannot be underestimated. It is for this reason that Nana nearly sacked Kandapa for delaying the release of their monthly allowance of 1 million Ghana cedis. Since the national security budget does not go through normal scrutiny, this group has to be assured of an enhancement of their regular emoluments in our next government on condition that they work hard for our anticipated victory in December. Onyame hu mobo asema mo kan se sa media fo ya mabobo mudini Abdul Malik Kwaku Bako Paul Adom Ochre eka ho Kwame ene sefa ene kan Obi of multimedia ekosi sen 90 sen o me 94.7 wo mu nya ye nkrofo ya recruit om na asema document re kan se won mu be ye dwuma aboa wom enti emantawanta obi ba the National Security Minister Ayora Hwan can Albert can Dapa on the president in term because one way is Sikabia as 1 million Ghana cedis yemfama each one of them. Since Sikana yemfama can Dapa and address or better says can so Emma Edinta one tower eba on the president in term. Folks, and ya some kitwa na menemo kano. And ya asam kitwa and a menemo yaden air can wahano folks. Yankupon hu nipa mobo. Yankupon hu nipa mobo. Now yemra. Hey. Afi yemra Osla Owusu on closure of opposition media. Mami Osla Owusu udi epie. Enti unim sa asema me Kenya ne kra. Mami Osla Owusu bra. Fire rejoin the bra. Or say we score Osla Owusu 70% for her execution. What a Osla Owusu max. We score Oslo Owusu 70% of her execution of the agenda. Today, close down pro-NDC radio and television stations. As we see an here. Bibisamo. When we say Motuadaho, when we say Yakana Mudi, they say Oslo Owusu, Wamabanabaso, Woman 70%. So why, dear sir, or close to NDC pro radio and television stations. Or say, while we praise her for closing media entities such as 1. Radio XYZ, Capital Radio, Muntia FM, and many more, she scores some low marks in the implementation of the strategy. We expected her to leave Radio Gold. From the list for obvious tactical reasons. She could have waived their debt like she has done for our friendly stations such as Ash FM in Kumasi. She could have been fired for the avoidable backlash in strategy, but for her long-standing roles as Nana protege. What? Wo nipa bonisem. Mami oslo usu oma bonabaso man 70%. Di entia esanse opon hu moden na oklosu stations ahudo bebrea wono ya affiliated to NDC. No mo man warning say station bi ti say Radio Gold ma onklosu di enti because so no Radio Gold obey on bibi kra na e kanu a Radio Gold for ne de no e na nche onhwe mo muntu aka na wanhwe ne sa enti nipre eba oslo usu a chomu ba be yi nedi. Hey, mutrimu odin say na Ghana for mi bisamo. Radio stations here, boy, you close here and you close here, you close in now. So, would you therefore say that this document is fiction? Afit here. Now, same thing we jam most Lucian who di NHS or another protege. And one more. Now, phase 2 of media control, 2018 to 2022. I'm say Joy 99.5, Joy 99.5, and others. Joy 99.5. I'm say there is no doubt that Joy 99.7 FM and the multimedia group will remain an industry leaders in the communication sphere of the country, while relying on them as a veritable ally. Anti-NPP agenda by some of their staff does not portend well for us. We were left with no choice but to what? Have used our quote boys unquote to threaten Manasseh Azure Awune, while his publications in the past inured to our political benefit. He has overstretched himself in this attempt to assume an air of neutrality. He was influential to our historic victory, but his constant attacks on government, culminating into the quote militia unquote documentary, was most unfortunate. If you want a single radio station, Joy 99.7 FM, say Joy for and one seeking alliance be. Now, woman said Joy for Pesa alliance in the back. It is alliance no money Joy for Nikon and Maswa. And you're not said one be you so on boys now a war multimedia on any my age man. A brand table to say Manasseh Azure. One money ye Juma Drew baby, na a Drew baby na say Manasseh Empesa on a Jumano obey or better than 1 year. Now, mom, publications be one demand money year no. Sa publication a bomb papa. Into baby Adrian and some of fixing Manasseh Azure. Hey, just a microphone, dear Teresa. Woman who could Juma crown on Ubwam, a Drew baby, who may take care of you. Shakwa Omede Canada, Japan, Omede Nafaso. Shakwa Omede John Woodry Air Faso. Shakwa Omede Samia Uku Air Faso. Shakwa Omede Oma Mura Nana Boache Air Faso. And the list goes on and on and on. Afiyemra, elaborate support to our friendly media. Tidieba. Lessons born out of the Manasseh debacle cannot be glossed over. It proved that we cannot over-rely on a seemingly friendly media to take total control of the communication space in the country. The NCA waivers we offered the Kane City Media and other party affiliates over their license must continue. In 2021, Kojo Opon Nkrumah would present a comprehensive list of other radio stations that must be recruited into this fold. We have to ensure receipts covering the next 10 years as being payments of post-paid renewals. Professor Adai has already received instructions from Nana to give tax waivers to the media entities that would be submitted to him. Kojo Opon Nkrumah is already making sure that about 90% of government advertisement go to the pro-NPP media. Same must be replicated in our next government. These lofty gestures would ensure that our friendly media houses consolidate financial reserves and use the power of financial capacity to outplay the NDC media in the ever-increasing competitive media environment. Yankopon hu nipa mabo. De omo pa che nyane se opon nkruma de womo hye opon nkruma kutupa be before opon nkruma na owura manasa azure womo hu se onye obi a wono betumi na ye adwuma ekoduru ba bia. No. Intire se so me na omo ne party company. Na mom afi womo de adwuma bi akoma NCA National Communications Authority said ekebiara NPP media friendly for to say Ken City Media Canadian Japan in media house net 2 TV any the other media house there ka hono ni nara any other MPP media houses eka bi omudi bia no yentwa sa eka dem NCA for hwema emrasa wo muntwem yedwetwe ni na mu na fi no opon kroma nya adwuma den no make sure say sa radio stations ni TV stations ni nara person money and the MPP ye adwuma no one more day instructions akoma Professor Dai say Professor Dai enye renewal of licenses ni nyomaniama and farmers are radio stations here ahead of time on renewed for 10 years ewrati yesu na chese omuko opposition class our stations in still omu ye adwuma hedi e bone na nipa yem wo kro yi mu oman mu na yemre o say reserving electronic communication frequencies to true party faithfuls. Hey, yeah, make do how many pages? Mames figure. Or say, it is important to note that while supporting pro-NPP media would attract their loyalty. God, me come in him, God one. Or say, it is important to note that while supporting pro-NPP media would attract their loyalty and support towards us, getting out party members to establish radio and TV stations would be a sure bet. Osla has been instructed by Nana. Hey, ya instructed Oslo Wusuo. Through why, as I said, Nana and Nana so instruction every why Nana instruction is through why Gabi to execute plan A. Not just a Gabi Asro Chedakudia. Hey, Prime Minister, Kutatumi. Plan A of this plan. Underpinning the plan is to allocate seized NDC frequencies to our members, even if the original owners are willing to pay multiple of times. She is to refuse their renewal since dominance over money is our focal point. The Omobache inane se Oslo usu entua na mobi na saa na mo na wo ba betuo no television stations any radio stations Nana Akufo-Addo Emma Oslo usu instruction through Gabi Asoro Chedako se saa stations na eye pro NDC no ti ye sizi wie no my crowd so mba betu omo kakra na Oslo usu mo onye omo sika no mo onye na NG frequencies na licenses nya ye fama hwan MPP stations tie de ebe yakopon ho we ye plan A o we ye plan A afi otoa so o say she is also supposed to reserve majority of the new frequencies to party members who are loyal to the Nana brand due to the backlash in the revocation of radio and TV licenses. She must this time around identify party members who are already in the media business and or those that the public sees as already rich. Gabi and Chema Wuntumi are part of the plan A, which continues till 2024. And 1 year one. Yes. Till when? 2024. To his agenda no afiafi na be yedwam. Also when the Nana completes his 2 terms, it is important to note that Kojo Oppong Nkrumah would, among other strategies, as the next communications minister, allocate frequencies which are close and can interfere with pro-NDC brands. I mean, Posoha. Plan A no. Why ye dia share ora Gabi at Sarotreda concert any win to means that and a mame Oslousu and a ye chairman at this one. The more pattern say Mame Oslousu identify Nipa one me MPP top businessmen and near 1 2 one must identify MPP members are one more business nimu dida businessmen media business nimu 3 na mo fa seize frequencies and show monsa mo mo ye adwuma. Now feed your more kind of say upon kroma se na kufa do kra free so upon kroma, and among other strategies here the would allocate all these frequencies we na sa frequencies woman make sure say woman the sa frequency e dey ba betete frequencies are NDC pro media houses no mo dey about disturb woman na eno na NDC pro radio stations and TV stations why no ma woman na dey listen about Kwaku minimu nti yenko sa listen so number 1 woman say class media hey ya ye die mo class media power FM and the EIB platforms across the country. We experimented same with Asase 99.5 FM, which was close to Joy 99.7, which was what? Close to Joy 99.7 FM. This is a subtle way to fight the NDC media, who have met all the regulatory requirements. Mohu bonia womubedie. Wohu bonia womubedie. Tira say afi opon kroma behwe say sa frequencies no mo de koma MPP media house no. Wo be match sa station si when class media ya ye die mu a. Power FM EIB and Joy International say Ghana for mutie Joy FM. Munhwa de na multimedia for ni nim dia making. Mo say nan say multimedia pam na multimedia call off. Me say Ghana for nim dia making. Multimedia for so nim dia making. Not just say ni nara a groundbreaking conspiracy. Say according to documents, almost say a subtle way to fight the NDC media. Now, between Joy 99.7 and Asase 99.5, no, who say a home, it's one almost shadow or critics our frequency we say beya. Woman de Asase radio no edebe to Joy FM no mo de say Joy FM enti me say asema me ken Joy FM official for say me boa they should tell me say Kwaku Annan is lying, and I'm not lying. In most of the weekends Joy FM betimi akọ off for several hours. In most of the Ahomache, especially Ahomache, Joy FM for Christian program omo many times enti me ma, including one morning show but Joy FM. I'm telling you, Joy phone him say I'm not lying. Ponia upon Kroma, who was once a staff of Joy Kwesitu Mao, a platform here upon Kroma was nobody. He was a goddamn hook nobody. Who knows upon Kroma? Senya Joy FM a launch upon Kroma. Nencha why any upon Kroma and so here and then Bonia wakoka MPP who did multimedia. Upe umpo Joy FM is Joy FM. Mahu boni omu di Joy FM. Any kwanya umebe be Asase radio 99.5. Edi abeto 2 frequencies. Na say Joy FM for frequency. Kakre bi ana hye na Joy a shut it down. Reason eni nie. Me catch am say document ni be a what document ni biara no. Eranum. It is coming into manifestation with the speed of being light. Mo se me boa ene da ho no. Now yen hwe. Omo say into on say ni na no mo di break NDC media houses. Now supersonic rise of the Angel Broadcasting Network. Hey, another supersonic. What say? It appears our work at disabling bonnet. What say then? It appears our work at disabling the EIB, JN Media, and the ongoing effort to do same with multimedia won't be the end of the struggle. Not just say, ye be go EIB for near Whinam, Angel FM for JN Media, Aya Wine, Aya Papa Kwesi, ni Media House, any multimedia no woman say and with the struggle not just woman no they ain't through with them yet. Now guess what is happening, folks? Now listen. Woman say the increasing growth of Kwaku Anan's media brand must be troubling. Gabby and Ken Dapa have already met Nana on the way forward in stopping the growing dominance of the ABN. Oh, Erade. The National Security has since dispatched officials to do a thorough forensic audit on all the businesses of Kwaku Annan. In the event no adverse findings is discovered, we shall plant fake versions of his Adonko product on the market. Afidomo say, Ora Kwaku Annan, one on chief executive officer, he holds multi businesses. AB Media Media Angel FM. Now, woman do woman yes sin as a so papa no woman seno a guni juma. And to one woman ko guni media house. Now, woman we are a few more back ni numa so ni Adonko bites. Now Adonko bites no the umbeso mo yen say national security top officials have been dispatched to secretly kwakoye forensics. Forensics no mo kwaye ni nara wo mo hwe so mbenya adverse findings against him. Now, so when you adversary, the third preposition of the agenda conspiracy, said, I feel one more manufacture fake Adonko Edroni bi, and first and Sanibi, Edi Gumamano. How a random AFTM. Also, in the event no adverse findings is discovered, we shall plant fake versions of his Adonko products on the market. We then have to use the same national security and the FDA, Food and Drugs Authority, to arrest his production team in the full glare of the media, like we did to his Angel Natural Capsules, using our boys at FDA. Even in the opposition, people would stop buying his Adonko product. The major source of his wealth, Professor Adai, has also been instructed by Kandapa to liaise with assigned national security operatives to spontaneously lock up almost all the ABN brands in the country. They are to accuse them of under-invoicing and cutting corners in payment of taxes. The broadcast companies will remain locked up for 3 months. This plan should be thorough, should be enough to completely halt the seeming dominance of ABN. Mr. Oten, onyame mu a wate. Onyame mu Kwaku Annan nhia ne da. Ba ora Kwaku Annan enam se onyankopon afa wo so. Ma watimi abiebie enwuma wo nyina ma Ghana fo enya biye, ma Ghana fo bi nsa koma no. Ma Ghana fo bi tumi hwe wo yerenom no wo ma. Ghana fo bi tumi tue wo ma school fees. Mi gina ha na dwewei emma me nsa so ko soro Ewurade twadu ampon basa yadom. Wow, see we juma enguda. Ma Ghana fo woni munsa ensi fom. Wo hu de nipa bone fo kwa akoye no. Na me ne mu ka say as we speak. Ora Kwaku Annan oni FDA eni nyumaku omo wa ban mu e wo court meboa. Abemu ana ememu. Ghana fo mun kan chem se meboa. Kwaku Annan ne Adonko bitters asemo ba ho ana asemo ma ho as far as Food and Drugs Authority me concern. Meboa na mun ko find out. Meboa. Ghana fo me boa na a person Angel FM no ho adwene kakra munko bi nti won say won mo ete Angel FM one there they so mo ya na say so mo ya MPP beden they have no excuse hwebonia enu ntire won ma dispatching national security for together with Food and Drugs Authority for say yemfa ne mfa kwa boni bia so na fi yen lock up na dwumakuo ne bibia yenye den yen se no Kwaku Annan nyame hu papa mobo. Now my can last one na efi yen yade o say Erade Kwame Sefa and a kind so versus Paul Adomotre and the future. So 2 journalists we are at crossroads according to this document nyame. Now Kwame Sefa kan uwenum nyam bia branabe kasa udi na pie document and Paul the brother branabe you ano. Or say it is an undeniable fact that the 2 gentlemen have become institutions in their respective rights, especially within the media circles. They are undoubtedly part of the pool of great brands the party shall fall on as we move. Did I say, as we move into the future? What I had a metum was much to me. I said, Kwame Sefa Kain, any Paul Adomotre, Yenipebia, one more Boma MPP, Etinia Day, Atna Bemu, not woman or my Eduma Ahudo be brave. One woman himself, Angrofono, one of your brands in their own respective right into whom you summon to my name be brave. Now, or say, while Sefa Kain appears relaxed, with waiting for the right time, Paul seems apprehensive anytime Sefa Kain is brought into the picture. At the level of presidency, there appears to be a groundswell of support for Kwame over Paul anytime communication issues arise. The more part is I feel between Kwame Sefa Kain and Paul Adomotre, every beer and como any in same be pure mohono. Now I say why Paul in your brise ta 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 ta. Na Paul in your brise ta 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 ta. Now if you do more part is I say be beer abendeda. Ama Kwame Sefa Kain a wo mo pe ede na akwa baby a oho ebedu opa. Now here, now let's also the kitchen cabinet of Nana feels that while Paul is equally known, he has credibility issues to deal with, especially on the conundrum surrounding his withdrawal from the Ghana Law School. Settling on him for the future could create credibility challenges for a ticket. The Omo Party nyane say, afi nana enkoma a wonu mu dini chese. Paul Yobia ane oye good nanso omu susu say Paul ewo credibility issues. Issues o woni bi say ebra Paul ye yi ni free law school minima dey ma Paul ye yi ni free, and I don't know if Paul is free ye yi ni ye pamu ni free law school, I don't know, according to the said by the document or see ye pamu ni free enti sa de na esi wo Paul eso no e credibility issue a wo mo de Paul be hye baby a sa credibility issue no e be hante Paul. Now here or say settling on him for the future could create credibility challenges for a ticket. In the next government, Nana would convince Sefa Kain to chair the National Communications Authority Board. Not just say the next government, you know, Kwame Sefa Kain omde ne be NCA board. Ne da ho. Nti no wote ho a wo ye si some journalism no. Wonom betena tena ho a. Wonom betena kokokro ho Peace FM ho a. Image worshiping kwa no moye. Now here. Now listen. Also we believe that Paul is easily swayed by money. Hence Paul is easily swayed by money. Hence, we cannot trust him for any sensitive position. Gabi has already agreed with Nana to move Paul from the NCA to the NMC, National Media Communication, which he would be supported to chair. We believe that Paul, although may not be too excited about this prospect, he would gladly accept it as compensation for the work he has been doing for us, especially on the Metro TV's Good Evening Ghana. Hey, yeah. The Omo Party nyanze. Paul Yobia, say Paul Enijis Kahompa. But Sabrin, the Ometimi Aya, say Paul Yobia. Chom Beso Modene, incest or Modene ko NC one. Or no Mode Kwame Sefa Kain Koshe. And then the next are the Enfa Paul and co NMC. NMC National Media Communication and a house National Communications Authority. And Jomode Paul called National Media Communications. Afiyemra hijacking of the GBC or Honamidimu BC. Hey, aye Joe. And I mean Memphisia hijacking GBC. Say okay. Guys, yes, folks, me the BC. A Konya Yeba Fasonia hijack Ghana Broadcasting Corporation yeba hajake mo say ye ka say asoja fo a wonum gu Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Are you aware say aredro asoja fo no? Are you aware? Are you aware aredro asoja fo no? Hey Rade, something is in the making, folks. Education. President Akufo-Addo, we need driver's mate. Alhaji Muhammadu Bamia munimu nwasi we ho we ya mo hwei enkrofo ma o enso Ghana sika na matam adi Ghana sika no a se me se mo ema de bedia no Cynthia Morrison eba be kan se mi a kire Ghana for mo metie bebia ye de sika ni biafa Cynthia Morrison me be uduro no so ne special report no obetinsem we hwe Ghana kro ye sen Ghana kro no saying with about 32 million population. And you know what you say Ghana within a short time was about name. Okay? And so school be yenye baby ni atena. Woman ni complete they don't even know what's going on. Yet moti hana mo bom ho safo he say free education say na modi kodro. Ne wo kogina Volta region. Na wo predecessor no wo keka nsem say fa no. Now on the Galamsey war front, we welcome our viewers and listeners here in Ghana and around the world to get this water from free mercury, cyanide, lead, and all sorts of chemical pollution. Please, Ghana for more bruchimemu, any Ghana for more, and so I met me recommend the Amamo Sabrini said, and so ya me be yachim me pamocho. So manonio, oh Ghana ho, Mr. So so we pet. And the meet me recommend the amount say mercury nim, cyanide nim, lead nim, chemical pollution be nim. Now so bet me ade anom e dia ye aduane. Onam obetimi atobie na wanom na ho atɔ. Because chemical pollution adorso. Enti ne eguso ekeka ensam kekan adorso. Urging one of Ghana's renowned man of God. Tonight, the Frontline show is urging one of Ghana's renowned man of God in Ghana to respect himself and respect the media and respect this platform. That's whatever that he knew of and must respond to this platform. We are humbly waiting for him. But we want to sign this caution too, that if he thinks he can continuously disrespect this platform, I am here tonight to say, sir, a man of God, if care is not taken, whatever that we have to do would go so bloodily. It will go bloody in the Christian community in Ghana. And I say this and I say that with caution. As someone may can say, Sanya mini peya mi beyi na tremui. Onim se ye ne wo asem bi asasem no ese so ne ode anu ye ode ba. Na sa anu ye no ode ba no enye me nti na so ode ba. Esan se ensem na begu pono so na ese ye ka ho asem no ono anim se ese se ye den ye ka ho asem na nso kwaku. Menye nipa sebe wasem bedi mi ho a mete dasabre wa na mama me kura so no. I mean, people who can say, come and insult me are people who actually don't know how I do my job. But I am one person. I take my time to investigate matters. I take my time to go into the issues, and it takes me time to decide that now I have finished my investigation, and now I need to go to the news market. Tonight, this platform is calling on this renowned man of God who is the general overseer. Emma Asorben. Asorben. Now let me call the name. Now I'm also a doctor. Doctor or Reverend Michael Budinya Meche. Monfane picture no that one. He's the general overseer. Emma Makers Chapel. Anybody who knows him, tell him I said this. That we respectfully calling him maybe for the last time. Maybe calling for the last time. It may end up say biane yam friend bium. But whether he likes it or not, the Panacho, he should respect the media and respect this platform called the Frontline. Yes. because and someone at dahwa also for penny onim says so be yano and yamin na me this answer no ebe share na no he knows it and some of insam no on one can say aware we've spoken about some of insomnia bia very deadly, very explosive. Now let me say this to Ghanaian, and tonight I'm sorry, Reverend Michael Bediatuo, I'm going to do this even though you expose been here, but you are pushing me to the wall. Should I say ebra papa we etes and insembi there are some men of God who say my day men come once. We invited about 4 or 5 men of God to be said wamumra abonti be insembi ano. But when we say so mo beba o so mo ma o when we say meja o mo asa nye suro bi na misuro mo I swear to God I am not scared of a politician or you in charge of the movers and the shakers of the country now and a also for na me scared of you but some can na some nature say investigation you dey see baby see this year when the time comes say a come asama you be kind of rough you be expose you am rough because if the president of this republic, who is the commander-in-chief of the security services, is not above the law, if the top businessmen in this country are not above the law, if the politicians in this country are not above the law, then how come if the media, we are the 4th estate of the realm, are not above the law, including Kwaku Annan, I am not above the law, who also for now we are above the law. So therefore, also for the internet because we was some ye and unti respectfully near the Asamna Basse J. Nafa whom bra. When this man of God, Michael Bediatuo, had see a boni dinwahan, the next step in say, I feel all money lawyers at Rodiaba. Guess what happened? I feel oh loco. Or yes, I attempt to know so all money lawyers at Tron. What happened? He saw something, and whatever that he saw, he couldn't believe his eyes than to call his lawyers that they should back off. And then also told the management of this program, we at the front line said, any crowd free law court entity. This guy, on no cancer, and let me tell him, say he's on record. Yes, he told the management of this platform, say, entities are lawsuit. Really? I'm saying, look, me but the point is, do not play your smartness on me. Because there are serious issues so be boa me yi sansem na no ensem bia yentimi nkeka ni na wabonte na me nyi nipa nim guase enti na na me be ka kire mo enye osofo enim guase o. But the reason why this platform also concentrates on these men of God is because the men of God are also controlling people and nipa do mo chinyi nipa kito and the kaya ekwanya mo fa so dey influences ankrofo no either positive or negative. And if it is anything to go by, that's the reason why we focus on some of these men of God to ensure that they do the right thing. Yes. There are issues to do with narcotics that he needs to help us get clarity to it. May say, there are issues to do with what? Narcotics. That he has to help us. Now, be very cautious. Say, ye nya wo response ni be jemugu ha emfa wasam mayeso. Enzam na doso. And may I say that even the US authority are part of the investigations. And he knows it. The last time he said, on for play non kwa Nigeria, ne menhwa. And those who are close to Michael Bediatuo should come out and tell me, ever since, has this man traveled the shores of Ghana? Has he traveled? If he has not been able to travel at the shores of Ghana, question, why? Why can't he board a plane and travel to maybe Burkina or even United States or Britain? Why? Why? He would have to explain. But, Reverend Nyamiche, be the Obuni Nidiamo for a very long time. But I want you to sit to know, say, you are not above the law. The fact that you are much closer to the MPP and one of your the bosom friend is a running mate to John, to Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe. No home maho. Now sooner rather one shenia and Yoma Yadibegu Hamaono, Ghanaians will know what is that relationship between you and the running mate. You are a man, or not see a man, but will define the relationship between you and him. And it will be sour grapes. And like I'm saying, and Yoma one shot Yadibegu Hono, the Christian community, especially in the charismatic community, it will be a sour grapes. And so begu, including yours. And I don't want it to be. But the winning for Buomaye and Pennyphobia who do Buoma and yes, you do Buoma and Yakachos. Because the year is ending. We are wrapping up on our investigations Nyankoto Abano. I don't want to go and then at the back of us, you want Simbia, no. Now, Sesabin previous, Mimi Nia, Menini free, Mammy Yam, Papa Yam, Mammy Bacono, Menfana Honchenwa. Who are so for now, Sebi, who 2 baby, I don't bet your own. And I'm sure that Ghanaians can attest to it. For the past 3 weeks, last 2 weeks, my kid brother, the self-styled Francis Kofi Annan, who is the general overseer, Emma Sorben, Relatives of Heaven International, Onya Nasumdrie. Yeah. Onya Nasumdrie. I have made Ghanaians to know, say no, Sebin previous on me Kwaku, menya above the law. And na emra wo Ghana me ntimi fa nhye me nsem but wo ye de ensenem fata as I say media no etimi expose masad no ujai because edom do echi Francis Kofi Annan wonya na easy and the only way Francis Kofi Annan eye na dwen say obe stop it me ye ntimi nka no ho asem no no si otumi tu oyira oyese ni nyomanema na me ka chen say Kofi ma utumi na wodi ye adwuma no emra me break ye emfiri de ye mu wentimi na odi ni nemu mirika pam ene oso okokod say court on fine junction ento de ye no so because we respect the court. We've decided say court no ya respect the court no but the likes of Francis Kofi Annan na mo hwe program we in Asante region asoria ye from our franchise no monka nche mo leader no. There is intelligence be nam kwemu a wahu. Hey wurade. Monfa ne picture nto so. Francis Kofi Annan monfa nto so na Ghana for so hu no. Now this guy, me kid brother we odimechi mienu. Oyo sofo but manfa ne ho anche ne sa. Now the only way to go for rescue mission say be ya and yoma boni no otia bonto enkrofo osisiwom no bom epo ejo musika ene avalanche of evidence ebe god me I'm tired ya say seni na ya say court mumeje today he's so scared he said the only way obetimi aka say ni nua pani minya na asem ka no say court enye den emfa ne santo so na yema no honto no kakra me say oh na wo fi say we smart he's a brother direct brother but now relatives of Heaven Church International muntie court na modi asem na kono a mo say court emfa injunction ento so say be yentimi expose muntie we are picking a lot of intelligence there. There is allegation kesi dia bom say you are making every frantic attempt to go and bribe the judge say be a judge ni be di mo asema mama na I swear the heavens up there wait me nua kweto no there is a blood connection. So I know how to get him well. Listen to me. There is a blood connection between I and him. So I know how to get him very well. And I know how I monitor him. That's a code. He should decode it. But tonight, I am here to let him know, say, any attempt, so obey your own say, wamoko bribe a judge. My judge, I swear God, Ghana Judicial Service, I can assure them. The next move will be, say, we'll take this matter from Ghana's jurisdiction to ECOWAS court. Because my catcher said, the battle between me and you on the sorrow, and the coin on the Ghana for be a fast and Kweku, I have taken that blame for continuous 5 years. Ghana for Dimatem year, Ghana for Shamia Ruba year, yet the minimum to trip from year because of this boy. Let me tune from one fact. 5 solid years that I've received backlash about him. The manner in which why no self-style and Crawford what bomb me poor any idea mean to me. It drew baby and say, whoa, no way. I won't hide you. Except me do Pia Bonte. And then he has been embarrassed beyond recovery. And the only thing I say, so court. Now allegation is banned so. They are making every attempt. Now me be say attempt no one away na sorry no person omoye. Which one? But I would advise you don't. Don't make any attempt. Hey, I've been in journalism for years, so I know the nooks and crannies of Ghana's political landscape across the three arms of government: the executive, the judiciary, the legislature. Don't try it. Any judge or better case, so I obey attempt. Listen to me, Kofi. Any judge or better case, so obey attempt. Let me tell you what is happening. Now, my international partners in the intelligentsia, they are monitoring you 24/7. No, it's a catch up, but I have to tell you for free. Listen, my intelligence international partners are monitoring you closely 24/7. Opo wakrane yate. We are watching you. Don't joke with me. Me say don't joke. The obetimi ayan say boni a wudi was aso no who si nkrofo no jai. Stop taking people's money. Jai say wo bon nkrofo po. I don't like it. Because won't me go do wo bone na because I am in the limelight na me ma ba beje ho den ateni eduru ba bi yesi wei ni sika wonya na ode hwe me Kwaku na me mechi ba mienu na me se be ma mobra. How can I go through such a deal? Okutre ko di ni meko na mfifiri ni be free atwere. What be that? What be that? And we have documented the free America the Bremen. I was so sad. So we any why? What is the meaning of that? Men ya attempt to bribe your way at Ghana's judiciary. Adibe ye woni judge na kasanche me se mu nko Ghana. Na any judge, my main country chief justice, with the greatest of respect to our chief justice, this particular case, I want chief justice to exercise jurisdiction over it. Say, any judge, that moment in that judge, I'm to tell you that judge, you under some form of surveillance. And any attempt, I will judge who be bribe. I swear God, the international partners in the intelligentsia will hook you up and will embarrass you in the international community. I can assure you, because I'm not leaving that issue unturned. Any judge in Ghana's judiciary obey bribe. I was our case anymore. Wait a minute. It's religious belt, no? Now, Dr. Michael Bwedinya Meche, General Overseer, Emma Makers Chapel, also for Penny, Diuhuni, before we start whatever we start. No one can say, young consulto. We have done all the consultations. And you know there are issues you have to respond to it. A Drew baby, now if you say so you made your lawyers to write. A Drew baby, one person now withdraw. You even went to the extent of telling us any lawsuit we should take it and tear it apart. Why would you say that? Because the government of the issue, and someone unim say enye too good enough, but then we are still giving you opportunity. Come and clarify it. Nti me we your suffer now do asem kokota. No hu ya mesre. Because me, I'm not sitting here checking out. I won't chicken out. I mean chicken out to politicians are a man of God. No way. Reverend Bwedinya Meche and I mean no kasa no. Because say nya sim say bam, et say me kid brother. Onimi diagro na no nim say look, I'll give him a showdown one particular time unawares. A bra me didn't see Jenny Afinu who said no, Netuna eja esuwa or yeshe enye. Now he goes to court to tell the judge, say, Naso Nigu, on one case why embarrassment. Absolutely rubbish. Oh bodam. Mema ukwain, megu menimuase, nigu ebushe nimuase. By way of say wudi ebushe din, ede to nkrofo, no nkrofo womunya biological relatives. No we are when I say you are a man of God, a man of God, the utuo. Other we obinim. We obinim.